One of the hit films of last year was Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which made the point that we shouldn't be afraid of visitors from another planet. They might be pretty nice guys, or things. A new film, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, is a throwback to an old kind of sci-fi flick where the creatures from outer space are bad, real bad. Invasion of the Body Snatchers is a decent remake of a 1956 sci-fi film of the same name. It's about alien creatures called pods that take over human beings, and when they take over a person looks the same, but he's missing a few things, like spontaneity and emotions, like the ability to love. The film is set in San Francisco. At a party there, Donald Sutherland, a health inspector, hears a report from Brooke Adams, his assistant, that her boyfriend has changed into a pod, and so has the husband of another woman at the party.
That woman's husband's not her husband. I saw him today with Jeffrey. He's one of them. And she knows about it, and nobody's helping her.
That's not true. Somebody's helping. I'm glad you've heard that. David Kibner, Elizabeth Driscoll.
I've been hearing it all week. It's getting very popular.
What's that? What's getting popular?
I was trying to tell you that I also
You know somebody who's changed.
Can we go outside and talk about it?
Listen, there's a lady up top, a red hair, blue dress. She's interested in your work. I've heard the same damn story this week from 6 patients. People are changing. They're becoming less human. It's happening all around us.
That's not what we're talking about. This has nothing to do with the man that I live with.
It has everything to do with it, don't you see? People are stepping in and out of relationships too fast because they don't want the responsibility. That's why marriages are going to hell. The whole family unit is shot to hell.
David, you're not listening to what she's saying.
Matthew, please stay out of this. You see, that's the point. I'm listening to you, but he doesn't think I am. Why? Because he doesn't expect me to bother enough or to care. Belichick, I'm telling you for the last time, I want you to stop. I want you to stand still, be quiet, and shut up!
Jack.
What?
How did you feel about what I just did?
Why? Why the stories and not?
How did you feel? You were probably shocked. You wanted to shut your feelings off, withdraw, maybe make believe that it wasn't happening because then you don't have to deal with it.
I don't know, if strange creatures from outer space visited my town, I think Leonard Nimoy would be the last person I'd go to for advice. Anyway, the film goes along with more and more people changing into pods. Soon, most everybody in San Francisco has become a pod, a walking stiff. Now, one night, the pod people start changing and chasing Donald Sutherland and Brooke Adams because they are 2 of the last regular people left in town. That scene isn't really particularly original, and for me, the best moments in Invasion of the Body Snatchers are at the beginning, when the people change into the pods. At the end, just like in that scene there, it becomes just a routine chase story. Still, all in all, it's one of the few good movies in what unfortunately has turned out to be a very dismal holiday season.
I'm with you there. The movies haven't been too good. This is a good one, but I have a question about it. It's well acted, it's well photographed. Phil Kaufman is a really good rising young director. Why did they remake Invasion of the Body Snatchers? We're both movie buffs. I think I've seen the original '56 version 2 or 3 times. Sitting there appreciating the film, I still didn't know why it was necessary.
Well, what's even more amazing, it's sort of typical of this year. We have so many sequels, part 2 of this, part 2 of that, remaking an old movie. Isn't it amazing to you as we see these films that here's this whole colony of filmmakers and they're bereft of ideas? I don't understand why it happens.
One thing we should make clear, though, is the film is worth going to see, especially if you haven't seen the other one.
Yeah, in the moment when you see all these bodies, these pods lying around, which is an absurd moment, I suppose, it does get real and you do worry about it. So it's an effective film.
One of the few, maybe. Anyway, let's go down the coast a few hundred miles.
You mean from San Francisco, where the pods were?
All right, to Los Angeles, where the pods have been for a long time.
You bet. Say yes to the science fiction thriller Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and why not? We're not pod people. We have strong feelings. We recommend you see this movie.